Do you think that what's happening is that maybe perhaps the vaccine accidentally gets injected into a vein? Is that a possible reaction for some of these like very rare instances where people have these horrific side effects?
It could be. There was a study that just came out basically saying, frankly, reminding people that when you inject,
You should aspirate.
you got to aspirate a little bit,
Yeah.
make sure you don't get blood back,
Yeah.
and then be able to inject directly into the muscle.
Is there a specific site that's more conducive to a straight muscle than to hitting a vein or a blood vessel, or is it just dumb luck?
When you're injecting into them, you obviously got big blood vessels around, so obviously you have
Right.
to avoid those. Within the muscle itself, you may have smaller blood vessels, small veins, small capillaries.
And so is it just luck whether or not the vaccine gets into those?
Into the blood vessel?
Yes.
I mean, that would be bad if it got into those. So, you're supposed to aspirate a little bit to not have that happen. It's unusual for it to happen, but I think that there might be something to that. There's a study that just came out, I think, over the last couple of days showing that there may be some concerns about more adverse effects in people who had it injected directly into their bloodstream.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense, right? Because that study on the spike protein that they did out of the Salk Institute, I'm
Yeah.
sure you're aware
Yep,
of that?
yep.
That showed the spike protein is responsible for the deterioration of blood vessels.
Yeah, this is, the Salk, and they were the same ones who then classify this potentially as a vascular
Yes.
disease as
Yeah.
opposed to a respiratory disease. For that very reason, they think that there's these receptors that are really predominantly in your blood vessels that do get that the spike protein is binding to.
Yeah.
So that's a concern, and obviously your blood is going everywhere in the body, which is why so many organ systems are affected.
So do you think that the injection, if it does inadvertently hit a blood vessel or some sort of a vein, and then it goes straight into that it's possible that could be what's going on with people?
Yeah, I mean, what you're injecting into the body is a signal, a messenger RNA signal that is then telling your muscle cells to make some of the spike protein.
Right.
And then your body reacts to the spike protein it just made by creating antibodies, these proteins. So you're essentially, the body is the vaccine-making factory here.
Right.
If you inject it into the bloodstream, does the muscle even get to make the spike protein? I'm not sure, because you need these muscle cells to actually get the signal. So I'm not sure why that would cause a problem specifically, but it does seem to. It could be a concern if you're injecting this directly into the bloodstream, which is why they have to do it carefully.